The meat tastes of rot and sour milk. Your stomach lurches, but your loins tingle. Was that arousal?
Reddened cheeks, wild eyes. I know that look. And you best keep this little problem to yourself.
In amongst the rot is an unmistakable sweetness. Succubus spittle. The meat is charmed.
Hi, it's Over975 and welcome to Nipsy Does Honor Mode episode 42, I think we're on. And I'll be honest, I totally messed up. I wanted to sneak around the side, unlock the conversation piece with the Displacer Beast, so I could convince the Displacer Beast to not get involved. I then should have teleported out of here to go and talk to the Displacer Beast in safety. Instead I messed up, I went slightly too far and I initiated the fight with absolutely everyone, which was my own bad, stupid fault. So I now have the Displacer Beast to deal with. I've got all the Murgons high up above me, shooting downwards. That's going to be an absolute nightmare. This has turned into a big fight. Luckily, Nipsy being able to do reverberation, and yeah, that's a big help. But also, oddly, being in a weird place, which meant these guys had to dash around to see where I was, brought me at least some little time to work out what I was going to do, because, yeah, this was just a mess. I'm just kind of, yeah, they're up there, I'm down here, this is going to suck. I should have frenzied early. Yeah, get the girls involved as much as possible. I think she gets lightning damage if she does lightning damage with her bow. She gets poison damage if she's healed. She gets caustic damage because of the caustic ring. She also gets psychic damage if she's concentrating on a spell. Yeah, all those little bits of damage, they add up to a lot of damage. Also, I was trying to blow some bad guys off the top to give me some easier targets than people right at the top. I thought that was quite sensible. I must admit, I was annoyed not to do the dialogue option with the Displacer Beast because it's kind of cool, and yeah, and then I actually wanted to do the dialogue with the demons and get him on side and all the rest of that, but I ended up initiating the entire fight with everyone, and I'm not even sure what happened. There was no dialogue option, it just literally went straight to fight. So yeah, I probably shouldn't have come all the way around the side. Awkward, but there we go. And yeah, I mean, it's a slog of a fight. I'm not going to say it isn't. It wasn't a particularly difficult fight, but it was a pretty much heavy duty slog of a fight. Yeah, because just in general there's so much stuff to get through, and the Marigons are pretty decently hard. The Displacer Beasts are quite tough, but it's nearly dead, so that's not too much of a problem. But all in all, it's not the easiest situation to find yourself in up against everything like this. Not ideal. So, I was content with how much progress I was making and what I was managing to do. But yeah, it wasn't the easiest situation to find myself in, and these guys up top will do decent damage shooting down, and it will eventually tell its toll. So I had to start getting up there and doing damage to them, which it was going to take me some time to work out what I was going to do in terms of getting to them and dealing with that. So yeah, ultimately it took me some time to work out the best way to go about this. I thought shooting a few of them down might be an option, but It didn't really look like it, and you know, I ended up heading up there rather than staying down here. The girls who were really strong have got the jump range, so it makes sense. And once I sort of got up there, I decided to keep the Raven back because he's not doing anything in this fight, just getting himself killed. So yeah, they were annoying. I mean, they're not doing that much damage, but they are just super annoying shooting down on me. And so had to work out some way of dealing with that, and yeah, dealing with the whole mess of it. The irradiating orbs help, and I can take shelter under here so I don't actually get damaged too much. But yeah, it was just one of those things. It was an awkward but not difficult fight. So as this fight is a bit of a slog and a little bit of a disappointment, I thought it would be a good time to talk about why I've chosen some of the stuff that I've chosen to do with the characters. So in terms of Nipsy, I've made her 2 levels in Divination Wizard. This gives me access to Portents, which is one of the most broken things in the game, meaning I can change a big bad save and throw from a number that they roll to a number that I roll, which is stupidly powerful in certain circumstances. Also, I made Nipsy a Lore Bard, which gives me access to 2 lots of magical secrets. This means that she's a full spellcaster and has access to 4 spells effectively not from the spell list for bards. So that's why I've got things like Spike Growth. I'll have Spike Growth, Counter Spell, and then 2 more powerful spells, which I haven't decided yet on what I'm going to take, but I may actually take something that just augments the damage for everybody. A good concentration spell. We'll see. As far as the other characters goes, obviously Lazelle's a Battle Master fighter with useful abilities. I've gone with Polearm Master and chosen her Battle Master things to be a lot of trip and disarm. That basically gives me an element of battlefield control. She's able to knock stuff down, which then really opens it up for abuse and attack. And a lot of the spells I've chosen are for battlefield control. You know, I don't tend to over rely on Spirit Guardians that much, but it is a very good control spell. But I have things like Hypnotic Pattern and things like that I can use when I want to disable a large amount of enemies. This is a good use. When you've got an edge, throw people off it. Always a good way to go. Thunder Wave is a really good spell, and it's one I used a lot during the campaign that I played, the in real life campaign I played as Nipsy. So it's kind of fitting that I use it for her in this setting. And yeah, Karlak is basically just Frenzied Barbarian. With the amount of knockdown I do, it meant that she was then able to rush in and support. So the idea is that Lazelle helps her get some easier hits in, which is good. And like I say, as you see from Lazelle, she's got push attacks, trip attacks, those sort of things, which are incredibly useful. Yeah, I did not know where he was at this point. I should have just switched on Spirit Guardians and gone running around with my life cleric Shadowheart. So Shadowheart I made a life cleric because life cleric, the healing on life clerics is really amazing. I think going good with her, you want to either do life cleric or light cleric. They're the 2 really powerful options. Because I'm a lore bard and I've got cutting words, that kind of works similar to the flare ability, making it harder for enemies to hit. So, you know, it swings and roundabouts. Because I went for a lore bard, I went for a life cleric. Had I gone for a swords bard, I might have gone for a light cleric. No. The lore bard, I went for the life cleric because of the extra healing. If I'd have gone swords bard for a bit more damage output and stuff like that, second attack, I would have probably gone light cleric because that would have given me the ability to avoid hits at crucial times that cutting words gives me as a lore bard. I should have brought Fairy Fire, but as I didn't, I used some arrows to find out where he is, and yeah, this becomes a slogfest of hunt the invisible guy and just do him damage. He blasted me off the edge. Yeah, at this point he's blasted me off the edge, which is a real pain. That was a really damaging hit. But, you know, because I got knocked off the edge, it means I'm right near Shadowheart, so that's fine. Shadowheart has plenty of healing at this point. With the amount of upgrades she's got to her healing, it's really she's a very powerful healer. I would highly recommend Life Cleric. If you're going to go Evil Shadowheart, I would say that the new edition of Death Cleric gives her an interesting option as a darker cleric. If you're going to look to play her as the Evil Shadowheart. In terms of fighter, I really actually want to give Lizelle a go as the champion fighter because of the crits and stuff. But it is so difficult. Battlemaster is such a good fighter class that it's very difficult to put down. It is just incredibly useful. And yeah, here I'm backing into the corner a bit because he's out there somewhere and I don't know where he is. So I decided to sort of grease her up and put her in the corner, and then that ended up being a bit of a mistake, to be honest. But cavalry is on its way. Like I said, this became a long, protracted, drawn-out hunt for him type of thing. Nipsy's got see invisibility, but unfortunately she just got knocked off the edge. So yeah, this became a bit of a pain in the butt, I'll be honest. I could have done without this, but yeah, I put so much acid and stuff down and heal up, and yeah, I should have just, I don't know, I kind of wasted a lot of arrows and resources, but to be fair, I very rarely use them, so I wasn't that bothered. But yeah, Fairy Fire would have saved me a lot of time and effort in this fight, and yeah, I don't know if I've got it as a spell, but it is a really useful spell. So anyway, so he did fall over and end up face to face with an angry barbarian. So we shall bash him some decent amount. I'm getting this lag on the wheel. I don't know where that's from. I think that might be because I've got so much. It happens a lot after I've been controlling Lizelle, because she's got so many arrows and stuff. So I might have to go through the inventory and put some stuff away. Make him blow with a guiding bolt. I'll be honest, I don't know why I wasn't using Eldritch Blast more in this fight. One of the things I did was give Nipsy Eldritch Blast early on by taking Spell Sniper. Always, bards don't have access to really good cantrips. I mean, Vicious Mockery is fun and it's great, but it's not a good damaging cantrip. So giving a bard a decent damaging cantrip, whether that be Booming Blade or Eldritch Blast or Firebolt, whatever, is really helpful. It just is. It's really helpful. And here I'm creating a flaming area of land in case he comes this way, and there's the patch of land going back the other way. So yeah, we're just messing with him and knocking him down and keeping him in places set on fire, etc. It's all fairly mean, but slowly wearing him down. But yeah, you always want to give a bard, no matter, even if you're going for a swords bard or you're going for any type of bard, give them a damaging cantrip. It is hugely beneficial and makes a big difference. Yeah. Poor old character's getting just blown apart by this lot. And again, I've lost him again, and the fact that I've got the eye, I see invisibility, is super annoying because I'm not being able to find him that easily. I should have just waited, held back and healed rather than messing around, but instead I fired some more arrows off. It's good to use some of them up because, like I say, I haven't been using them, and yeah, I should have just stuck Spirit Guardians on, but I decided to move in and heal everyone. I don't know why I didn't stick Spirit Guardians on and just start walking around and find him, but that's the way it goes. And I can't believe he was outside of the the spike growth, which was a pain in the butt. And he's doing quite a lot of damage with that crossbow. It's super annoying. But yeah, time to shift out of there. Just let Nipsy dealing with him. He's bound to walk on the spike growth, and if he does, he's dead. Spike growth is super powerful, especially if you've got push-pull abilities. It works really well with Lazelle's push attack, things like that. And not in this case, but if you're using Will with push Eldritch Blast, that works really well. But as a reward for sitting through this really boring combat, I have brought to you a rare conversation with a undead bed, which is just really gross and kind of weird, and not something you expect Speak Undead to work with. So I'll bring you that now and say that's all. Thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.
A tangle of corpses gape at you, lifelessly.
The dust beast in attack, exploding. Scattered. Brigade ready. Sunshine. Everyone, we came from all corners to serve.
The spell's power